What is up? Where's my gymnast at? Something became so real to me, I had an epiphany. And it's probably going to affect you in time in the same way. Now, this video actually goes for anybody who's doing any kind of sport, athletic activity, and you're not like 15 anymore. You're getting older and the world is concerned, right? But I'm not, because I've realized something really beautiful. The sport of gymnastics has my respect, okay? I have truly seen it evolve over the years, and I like where it's going. Because when I was younger, it was truly ingrained in us that, girls, you better better get your flips in now if you wanted to go into elite gymnastics and to be able to train for the Olympics and to be able to compete. They ingrained in us that you have to do it within a certain age range. And furthermore, if you wanted to be successful and to win competition, you needed to be a certain size. So we have this ingrained in us, and as gymnasts, that one, we got to be young, and two, we got to be really petite. Now, nay, my friend, there is a whole other realm, a beautiful rainbow spectrum of gymnastics that I've been able to explore recently. Not only do you not need a gym to do gymnastics, you don't need to be young. This notion of gymnasts only being like 15 to 20, that is going away. There is such a longevity in this sport that I'm realizing is going to affect a lot of people, because in my generation, a lot of us just stopped doing gymnastics. Like, a lot of us gained weight after we quit training as well, because we pack on that muscle, and guess what muscle does when you stop training it? It packs on that fat cell. And so as a gymnast, we go through all these changes with our bodies, and it's very disheartening to see some of these skills and abilities go away. Our strength and mobility was such, a big part of our life, and then when we quit gymnastics, we just sort of like taper off, and we're just like, meh. And I don't want to say it's everyone in my generation, like the older generations before me as well, but most of us, have had to really work to keep ourselves in that type of shape. And what I've seen with this new era of gymnastics is that we're all doing what we love. All of the people that I've seen on social media are sort of like all different ages, and they're all so good.
I didn't know that going back into the gym and really focusing and honing in on these skills would actually make me be able to do them.
Like, whatever we believe, we can create. My first video that I posted, I was starting to do gymnastics for the first time like last year, and I went for like a front handspring, and I literally didn't know how to do it. And I had to like talk myself back into knowing that I knew how to do this skill. I knew that this is something that that's like a basic, It took me having to tell myself that I could do it. So, long story short, fast forward a year, I'm now doing skills that are somewhat close to the level that I was when I was a gymnast. Look at gymnastics differently now. I've seen it from the eyes of my limited scope. I was kind of rearranging my life, deciding what sport I wanted to hone in on, and rock climbing really got my attention. And I kind of had these preconceived notions, just thinking like, oh, well, rock climbing is an outdoor sport, so everybody will be earthly and friendly. And then, I always thought like, well, rock climbing will be the most longevity for me. Now, what I came to actually experience was something different. Now, kind of going back, I really didn't get too far in gym, as our career really kind of takes off after level 7, level 8. I was competitive up until level 7, and I did start training level 8. But that is basically the time as a gymnast where you start throwing the big stuff, and that's where you really start committing. And unfortunately, I went for a double back off the bars. It was my new dismount, and I wasn't timing it correctly, and I landed shortly on my neck. In the pit, granted, but with a mat in the pit, but it was enough to tweak my neck, and it ended my career. I still deal with that injury on a daily basis. So, for me to come back into gymnastics, it was such, a blessing. It is a blessing to be able to do any of this stuff because it is such a high risk. Speaking of, I have fallen since I've, come back to the sport. I am working through that fear, but I was grateful because it makes you more intelligent. Like, it shows you how not to do it. It was funny. I was making a short for you guys, and I bit it, and I was in that moment. It wasn't bad, like I fell on my head or anything. It fell like splat on the ground, but it was like that moment, almost like on the football field where you just get taken out. And I thought to myself, okay, if I don't get up right now, I'm gonna freak out. I better get up and do this skill again and pretend basically like this didn't happen. I deleted the short and I just like recorded over it. And looking back now, I was like, damn, I wish I had that. Like, that was gold. You guys would have laughed so hard. But no, I was in that moment of like, no, get up and go. Do it again. But the fall and, that hurt is all part of it. And even as an adult, we need to be ready for that. And we need to be smarter because our bodies are not like how they used to be. Some of those skills were so hard on my body, and I would never want to try them again. Now it's so awesome because you can do the skills that are actually really fun for you. You can try the events that you actually really liked. Like, I'm thinking of going to the park and doing some bars because I still have my kip, you guys. What the heck? I didn't even know that was possible. I thought for sure I was going to lose that skill, but something like vault or beam, I would never want to like try to make myself try to do that stuff. Well, I like beam. Well, I like vault too.
I hated doing those back extension rolls back in the day with my long ass poofy curly hair that I couldn't manage. And now I know why they're named that, because if you had extensions, you would be pulling them out.
But no, but what I'm saying is you can do what you really want to do. We're starting a new career as gymnasts in whatever age group you are now. There is longevity in this sport. We choose what we want to do. And on the last note, I just want to thank you guys for being here. Like, I feel like this has always been my community. I went into gymnastics as a 5-year-old, and I was always at home with you guys. It's not changed at all as an adult. Even here on the internet, you guys just seem to have that character. We build character in this sport. We don't try to go out of our way to tear each other down because this sport is already difficult enough, and I'm not going to speak for everyone. There's some horrible gymnasts out there with bad attitudes.
In gymnastics clubs, Ireland.
But I'm attracting you guys who are just friendly and lovable, and there's just some good energy in this community. So I want to thank you for your support, and I just wanted to also just motivate you on your own path back into your career, into gymnastics. So much love, y'all. Peace.
'Cause I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak, I lose all control, and something starts over me in a daze. It is so amazing, it's not a phase, I want you to stay with me. I swallow my pride, your love is so sweet, it knocks me right off of my feet. I can't explain why your love, it makes me weak.